prepare for heading into this.
Well, some of the lifters from yesterday's session had mentioned how quick the flight was. It's quite the pace. The bigger the lifters, the more the weight.
Toyosi Umotoso from Great Britain retaking 250, got called for depth from the center referee on her second, and the jury overruled it to a no lift. Strength certainly not an issue on that second. That looks better to me. Let's see what the referees think. Three white lights, a good lift, picks up those extra 20 kilos. And this is an example of missing a lift and choosing to try and safely collect those kilos instead of moving up.
Well, her previous personal best, 255, ends up not being too far off of that anyways with 250.
In the opposite camp of choosing to go up and the risk paying off, we have Zara Padilla, who did exactly that after her opening attempt, got missed on depth, went up to 240, now jumping a further 12.5 kilos to 252.5 for her final attempt. This would be a 2 kilo personal best.
Looks strong, but that depth is going to be called into Kriya. I got to admit, I'm not at all surprised. Very strong, but she definitely cut that.
And it seemed as well she almost took a micro pause in the hole, so it really gave the referees a moment to check if that was depth or not. Strength undeniable, just not quite deep enough. Bonica Brown from the United States, 272.5 kilos, taking the smallest jump she can make here of 2.5.
I think this is a good call by Team USA. 270, well enough, maybe even better than the opener, but 2.5 kilos still to add towards her total. It is going to be a fight to get onto that podium, and the 2.5 kilos might make all the difference.
Yeah, as it stands, there's a pretty big gap between herself and Great Britain's Akwin Onua.
Oh, but even that 2.5 kilos proves to be just a little too much. She hit the hole and appeared to have tilted forward while coming out of it.
Like we said, when it is moving so quickly, having to retake ultimately what was a near top end lift, again, that's going to happen.
And you're right, Akwin now with Great Britain, with her jump, if she hits this, starts to pull away from Bonica now that Bonica missed that.
Akwin taking 275 kilos, now a 15 kilo jump, and yeah, this really starts to build a gap between herself and fourth, looking to secure that bronze overall. Of course, the fight for silver and gold up there with Schlater and Muller, but this would do a lot for Team Great Britain and Akwin early on in the day. And you've got to think it's there based on how that second moved. And with little resistance at that, three white lights, a good lift, and starts to build that gap between herself and those below the podium.
Akwin emerging on that platform and starting to separate herself from the other ladies looking to get that bronze.
And going for that middle ground we spoke about here, which seems like the good choice to get everything they can out of Brittany today. 302.5 kilos for Canada's Brittany Schlater. And if anything else, she's a fighter.
No question about that. We cannot question her heart. 2.5 kilo personal best. 295 was scrappy, but it looked like she had some more in her.
She is the reigning world champion, defending that title today.
We are contemplating between 5 kilo jump, 10 kilo jump. Team Canada opting meet in the middle at 7.5.
And we told you She is a fighter, and that is why 3 white lights, a good lift, and picks up a 302.5 kilo squat.
When she needed it, she leveled up and found another gear. Look at this lady.
And that was the perfect number for the day.
Fighting for that third attempt. And in a battle this close, every kilo counts, and she knew that.
And this is a pivotal lift for Sunita Muller, Belgium, 334.5 kilos. Again, trying to build a gap so far that it pushes Brittany to a place where she cannot catch up.
Absolutely staggering amount of weight, 334.5. Now in prep for this, we've seen 340, but that was practice. This is the World Championships. Can she bring it to the platform?
To extend her own world record, she only just broke on the second by 13 kilos, and to pick up a chip early on in the competition, extending her lead in what has become a famous battle between the two lifters.
One of our sport's greatest rivalries, if not the greatest. And with ease, she handles 334. And
But
you know what?
unfortunately, it gets called on depth.
Now there is one white, and the jury can deliberate.
But they send the coach away instantly. She stays with 321.5, which
That was high.
is going to really help Team Canada. It doesn't keep them too far apart. Anoa from Great Britain walking away with